and Samkele Marikana, of course, an area of great significance in South Africa's history.
Yes, indeed, Tembegile. Marikana is got a great significance of history in the body politic of South Africa, and particularly when it comes to the labor politics of this country, particularly looking at the rivalry between the National Union of Mine Workers and AMCU, which displaced the NUM as the majority union here at Marikana at the Loinman plant into the Platinum Belt. It's been also a political football between various political formations, the Economic Freedom Fighters, the Democratic Alliance, and now the UDM, the United Democratic Movement, making some inroads here in Marikana. They are having their rally here today, and we've seen some of those mine workers who were there on that fatal day in 2012 of that Marikana massacre. We've seen the likes of Futbolani, who was part of those who were gunned down by the police. Obviously, he never lost his life. He's still there to tell the story of what happened on that fatal day. But now speaking to the Treasurer General of the UDM on the significance on why they're here. But before we do that, I'm just going to ask my colleague Leopold just to try and show you the turnout here in the UDM rally. We are seeing a relative number of people here at this particular rally. Of course, it's not the usual magnitude of numbers, the thousands which you usually see in an AMCU rally. You'd remember Joseph Matunjwa, the president of AMCU, did say that there is a union, a labor union here in the platinum and in the construction sector and in the mining sector in South Africa. They are not aligned to any political formation, and their members can join any political formation of their choice. I'm going to throw to the Treasurer General of the UDM, Thandi, to speak on these issues, on why they deemed fit to be here today. Ma, why did you deem it fit to come to Marikana today?
Let me remind you that the UDM is one of the first parties that came here when that saga of that massacre started. So we decided to come and check in the area as we are heading for the elections to see if there are any improvement. To our surprise, there is no improvement in Marikana. The situation is still the same. There is nothing that has changed. So we are here to celebrate this day with the community of Bujanala, especially the Marikana area. That's why we are here. We're taking our campaign to them to say South Africa needs a change. We need the change of regime. We cannot have things being the same right over and right over. They've been promised for the past 25 years, people have been promised, and those promises tend to be empty. So we are saying to the people, change. The change will come from the people. It will never come from the government.
I'm not sure if my colleague Leopold can show our viewers. There is a construction of dwellings there, flats for mine workers, which were constructed particularly after that fatal massacre that happened, where people died, lost their lives, brutally gunned down by the South African Police Service. You say, Mama, there's been no change here, but we are looking at flats that have been constructed by the mine itself. Yes, of course, on the side where we are looking at, it's still an informal settlement. I'm going to ask my colleague Leopold just to come around and show that side as well, which is an informal settlement. Imkuku, RDP, not even RDP houses, shacks in fact. Imkuku. You say there's been no change, but there is some relative change that side with the construction of those particular houses. Are you, as political parties, the UDM, the EFF, the ANC, the DA, so on and so forth, all of these political parties, are you not toying with the hopes and aspirations of people when you say there's been no change or promising change, when in fact you just come take their votes and never come back to them again until the next election or the next Marikana massacre rally?
No, we are not toying with the feelings of the people. We are with the people. We live with the people. As you are saying, you cannot show me any change here. On that fateful day, these shacks were like this. They are still like this. So we would like to see a situation where these people who were fighting for that wage increment start seeing them staying in those flats. And when will that be? When will that day come? We've got another situation on the other side there where people are starting to invade these so-called improvements that the mines are coming up with, because they don't give them to the people. People are getting impatient. So we want to see visible change in the lives of the people who are staying here.
Who controls this ward? Who's the councillor in this ward, if you have that piece of information?
Okay, the councillor in this area is the ANC councillor, which tells you whichever area you will go, you will find an ANC councillor, and you will find protests because people are not happy. There are no service delivery. There are no changes in their lives. They were promised a better life for all. Do you see it in South Africa? Most of the people of South Africa don't see the better life that was promised years ago. Now they are promised to build. Now they are building the nation together. Where is that better life that has been promised? So up until the power shifts from one area to another area, it doesn't look like the South Africans will ever see this promise.
A counter-argument to that is that you've got Mongameli Bobane, the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, who comes from the fold of the UDM.
Yes.
Where is a better life for those who still live in informal settlements, who still don't have proper sanitation, who still go to the toilet in buckets in Nelson Mandela Bay? Where is the better life for them? If you are saying that those who promised a better life are seemingly failing, that's a counter-argument that you may have, but you are also in government in Nelson Mandela Bay. So is the Democratic Alliance, who's in government in the Western Cape. There are still shacks, people are still living in deplorable conditions, the same as in Gauteng, the same as in KwaZulu-Natal where the ANC is in government, the same in the Northwest where the ANC is in government. All of these political parties have seemingly, significantly, or in some sort of way, all failed to provide a better life for those who are impoverished and come from a disadvantaged background.
I'm not going to answer for the Western Cape because it's a pain to all of us, because there is no visible change there either. But when it comes to the Nelson Mandela Bay, I would invite you to follow the tracks of Mongameli Bobane there. He is less than a year in office, but the people are talking already. So I would invite you to take time and follow his steps and see if he's not bringing any change. He is bringing change in the area in less than a year. I'm talking about areas that have been under the DA and areas that have been under the ANC for the past 25 years that we don't see any change. We cannot compare 25 and less than 1. It's impossible.
There are some who've been in government in Gauteng for about 2 years. Alexandra is still the same. There were some who were running Johannesburg for about 23, 25, 4 years. Alexandra is still the same. It's a debatable issue. We'll further pick it up once we...
pick up the Alexandra one because
okay, I'll give you that time, but we've got two minutes.
2 minutes to say Thabo Mbeki allocated billions, more than $1 billion, to Alexandra under the ANC government. They didn't change it. You cannot expect the DA that just came in. Yes, the DA is failing when it comes to basic services like cleaning, like electricity, but you cannot blame them for that situation where the ANC pocketed the whole money that was allocated by Thabo Mbeki. Where is it for Alexander Renewal Project? There is no answer. They say they're going to investigate. How long does it take for them?
I'm sorry to do this to you, Mama, but we are really out of time, but we'll pick it up with you. That was Umama Uthandi, the Treasurer General of the UDM, speaking about various issues, trying that they will come and provide a better life for those who live here in the Kopi, in Marikana. You'd remember that fatal Marikana massacre.
ENCA reporter Samkele Maseko, thank you.